Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here. We are going to talk about more new cards. It is reveal season for Beyond the Brave, and we've got Daedalus support? Daedalus support? Whoa, okay. Move over, Poseidra. Hell yes. The nostalgia bait will continue until morale improves. All right, we got Daedalus, Atlantis Dragon Lord Daedalus. Okay, Atlantis no Ryushin. Okay, Atlantis Dragon Lord Daedalus. Okay. Level 7, Sea Serpent effect, 2600 attack, 1500 defense. Can use this card's name 1 in 3 effects once per turn each. If you control Atlantis, the Dragon City, or Umi, you can special summon this card from your hand. Of course, Umi is like the card. This card's name becomes Umi while in the monster set. So these are also all Umi. You can send up to 3 face-up Umi. There's so many cards that can become Umi. You can send up to 3 face-up Umi you control to the graveyard. Add an equal number of cards that mention Atlantis Dragon City from your deck to your hand, except for level 7 monsters, where then you can send 1 card on the field to the graveyard. That is funny. So you have to send at least 1, but you can send 1 Umi on the field, add an Atlantis Dragon City card, which is going to be all these new cards, I assume, and then send a card on the field to the graveyard. That's actually a lot of stuff going on there. And there's a lot of different cards that are Umi. There's a lot of different cards that are Umi. Like if I just search Umi, obviously Legendary Ocean. It's also getting everything that's like that wants Umi on the field, which we're not going to be super caring about. Oh, it's also getting anything that mentions Humid Winds. Great, awesome. Forgotten Temple of the Deep is an Umi. Lemuria is an Umi. Magellantica is an Umi. There's of course Umi. Pacifist is an Umi. Sea Stealth activates an Umi from hand or grave. Sea Stealth 2 is Umi. And there's also a couple of monsters that are Umi already as well. Umiruka though is not Umi. Yeah, no, Yoshiro adds it from the great. It's the other Yoshiro, the original Yoshiro that is Umi. So lots of Umis for you to choose from, and I imagine we're going to have even more as we continue to go down. General of Atlantis. It's Atlantic Warrior, Atlantis Warrior, Warrior of Atlantis. But it's the general version. So he's not really searching Legendary Ocean, a card that doesn't exist because its name is Umi. Anyways, 2100, 1400, level 5. You only use this card's first and third effects each once per turn. Discard this card as spell trap dimensions Atlantis Dragon City from your deck to your hand. Oh wow, it does a similar purpose. That's actually really cool. Card's name becomes Umio in the monster zone. I assume that Dragon City gives you a way to summon a level 5 monster from the hand, because otherwise you can't summon this guy very easily. This card's in your graveyard, you control Umi, you can special summon this card. Oh, so you discard it. Oh, okay, you discard it. Add Atlantis Dragon City, which might be Umi, or you get one of these monsters that becomes Umi, and then you can just summon it from the graveyard. Okay, never mind. Easy. Shrimpalaz. Monstrous Arms of Atlantis. Ooh, that's a fun guy. I like the look of this archetype. It's fun. It's got nostalgia, of course. It's referencing a bunch of cards we are familiar with, but the art style is fun too. It's level 4, Water Sea Serpent, 1500, 1200. You can only use this card's first and third effects each once per turn. This card is normal special summon. You can add a target monster in your graveyard that mentions Atlantis Dragon City and special summon it in defense position. Okay. Kind of doesn't do anything, but that's okay. Like it does things, but only after you've already done things. The card's name becomes Umi while in the monster zone. Very funny. Opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect. He banishes a card from your field or graveyard to send 1 face of Umi you control to the graveyard and negate that effect. Wow. This guy's a negate in the graveyard. This guy's a negate in the graveyard. That's fucked up. So it is material for Daedalus's effect to send a card on the field to the graveyard sending it to the graveyard to send a card on the field to the graveyard. And sending is a much more powerful effect than like destroying, which is the other Daedalus do. And then once it's in the graveyard, it can be a negate still. That's really crazy. It does send a face of Umi, but you have a Daedalus that you can send, or other stuff too. Fiendish Vortex of Atlantis, level 4 Sea Serpent effect monster, 1400 attack, 1800 defense, and she's pretty. You can only use this card's name worse than third effects each one per turn. This card is a normal special. You can send one card that mentions Atlantis' Dragon City from your deck to the graveyard, except for Fiendish Vortex of Atlantis. Okay, Foolish Burial for the whole archetype, which means you can set up the negate in the graveyard, or you can set up the warrior, the general, to just summon it. But I don't think you necessarily need that. This card is sent to the graveyard, and you control Umi. You can summon a water monster from your hand. So this gets you more guys on the field if you use the Daedalus effect. They all have their first and third effects once per turn each, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, we have a Link monster. Interesting. A Link for Blue Ocean Dragon Lord, Neo Daedalus Rage. It's a cool card. All right, Neo Daedalus Rage, Link 4 Water Sea Serpent, 2900. It's got good arrows. Bottoms 3 and 1 facing the opponent. 4 monsters. It specifically needs 4 monsters. No link climbing. If this card is link summoned, you can special summon the 3 monsters that mention Atlantis the Dragon City from your graveyard to your zones like this card points to. Cannot special summon the rest of this turn. That's fair. Special summoning 3 from the graveyard is not incredible, but with the amount of stuff this seems to kind of churn through, this deck rather seems to churn through, I guess it makes sense. This card's name becomes Umio in the monster zone, sure. Once per turn, quick effect, soft once per turn. You can send 1 face of Umi you control to the graveyard. Send all cards in the field to the graveyard except for Umi. Wow. Let me just check something real quick. Oh, what is the name of that fucker? Oh, now I'm not going to be able to figure it out. Okay, well, God damn it. I've just completely blanked on its name for some reason. It is a Link monster. Where is Link monster in here? There we go. Link monster. It is water. I think it's a sea serpent. And it's a Link 4. I can't believe I'm blanking on this guy's name. Zealantis. There we go. 1+ effect monsters, huh? For a Link 4? Interesting. Interesting. So, like, theoretically, you could make this guy summon a bunch of guys, just link it off all on its own to make, it uses like quick effect. You could link it off for this fucker, and then it could reset the quick effect. Send Umi, you control the graveyard, send all cards on the field to the graveyard except for Umi. This is, I guess, is all cards, so it would include your stuff. Unlike the old Daedalus stuff, if I remember correctly, the old Daedalus stuff. I forgot there's a Chaos Daedalus. The original Daedalus sends Umi to destroy all other cards, and then Neo Daedalus sends Umi to send all cards in both players' hands and on the field to the graveyard. So they all destroy the Umi and fuck you over. This one protects the Umi still, so it lets you actually play the game from there. We also have a Link 3, Levia Dragoon Daedalus. Interesting. I don't quite understand the Daedalus lore, but sure, that's all fine and dandy, I suppose. It's got the bottom arrows. 3 waters. Oh, it's also very specific. This is all of our links as well. You can only use this card's names first and third effects once per turn. This card's link summon. You can special summon 1 monster that mentions Atlantis Dragon City from the deck, which you would be able to link into Neo Daedalus Rage, but it requires 4 monsters. So you cannot do that. You have to get 4 guys on the field to make that separately from this Link 3, which seems like a little bit of a ask. It's a pretty big ask, I would say. Maybe the idea is you make this fucker and then you just get 3 guys back and you make this fucker. I think that's probably the play. And it just gets another guy from the deck. Sure. This card's name becomes UMIO in the monster zone. Sure, of course. During the main phase, quick effect, you can send one face-up UMI you control to the graveyard. Opponent discards their entire hand. Oh, it's getting the Neo Daedalus effect. If they do, they draw the same number of cards. Okay. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card effect's activation. Ugh. This is a gross effect to put on a card. Especially while Droll is still in the format. So this deck just has a natural Droll discard setup. I mean, Water's always had, you know, rip the entire hand setups, but this one's a little too easy, I think. And here it is, Atlantis, the Dragon City, the thing this whole deck is being built around. All right, so field spell card, obviously. Can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. Levels of all monsters in both players' hands and field are decreased by 1 while you control a monster that mentions Atlantis, the Dragon City. So it has the legendary ocean text, but only while you control a monster that mentions Atlantis, the Dragon City. Weird. You can link summon Daedalus monsters with 1 less material. Oh. Oh. Reduce the number of materials listed for the link summon of all Daedalus monsters by 1. That's the same thing twice? I guess just to explain it to you further, why is this? This is the same thing twice. These both of these sentences say the same thing. Whatever. If this card is in your, like, I assume it's not reducing it by 2. Like, that'd be crazy. If this card is in your graveyard, you control Umi. You can place this card face up on your field, and all the monsters are Umi. This is really fucking funny. The field spell is the only thing that's not Umi. What the fuck? It's the opposite of the normal deck. What the fuck? This is so stupid. Okay, sure. This deck is stupid as fuck. I love it. So this makes this guy a link 2 and this guy a link 3, but they're link 4s and link 3s respectively. I guess that's why they have the specific requirements, so you can't just easily make it like that. I'm still like hung up on the fact that this just says the same thing twice. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something. I don't think I am. But yeah, so making this with 2 makes the special summon from the deck really powerful. You have to be kind of all in on this strategy to actually get that, but I don't know, that's so all in though. Like a little bit. What does the field spell do again? It lowers the levels, links summons less material, places itself on the field if you control Umi. Okay. Which, you know, Fiendish Vortex Atlantis are going to get it in the graveyard and put it on the field. That's another reason why it Foolish Burials. Okay. I'm trying to think of like, so this is the searcher, General of Atlantis. You can search Atlantis, the Dragon City, but then it can't really do anything else. But let's see what maybe the other spell traps will give us something. Atlantis Call. So this is going to be our Rhoda, I assume. Yeah, look, there's a Warrior of Atlantis, and then the General. Normal spell card, you can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. Add a monster that mentions Atlantis Dragon City from your deck to your hand. Then if you control Atlantis Dragon City, you can negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. Wow. So if you already have the field spell in hand, this card goes even crazier. You know, honestly, pretty cool, because I like these cards that are better going second. Like, it's good going first, it's a Rhoda, but it's better going second. It's cool. And negate's actually one of the most powerful one of these types of effects we've seen, I think. I mean, that's pretty damn good. As long as you have Atlantis Dragon City and have felt comfortable putting it on the field, you can get that negate. If you control Umi, you can manage this card for your graveyard. All water monsters you control currently gain 500 attack. So it's got like a little bit of a car turbo thing. This is a cool way to do the attack and defense gain effects. Just staple it onto an already good card. Oh, I love this. This is really cool. I like this like underwater mural kind of dealio. Atlantis Advent. You only use the second and third effects of this card once per turn. Card becomes Umi on the field, sure. During your main phase, you can place an Atlantis, the Dragon City, or Umi from your deck face up in your field zone. Okay, that gives you easier access to Atlantis. Or an Umi of some kind. This card is sent to the graveyard. You can add a level 7 Sea Serpent monster from your deck to your hand. It is Umi on the field, so you can send it with Daedalus to get a search. 2 searches, really, because you're getting the search off of Daedalus as well. What does Daedalus search again? Daedalus searches cards that mention Atlantis or Dragon City, so like anything in the archetype. That's pretty neat. Okay, we also have a counter trap to pair with all this. Daedalus Maelstrom. Going to use one of the first and second effects this card's game must return. Only once that turn. This is a counter trap. I'm expecting something that's going to give us a little bit more layered interaction, which is going to be nice. When your opponent with normal special summon a monster while you control Atlantis Dragon City, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Then if you control a water link monster, you can destroy all non-water monsters on the field. Okay. I was about to be like, well, a negation of a summon is good. I don't know if that's like enough. But then it also, if you control a water link monster, lets you torrential tribute as well. But only for non-water, so you get to keep your board if you're all in on waters. Banish this card from your graveyard and send one face-up Umi you control to the graveyard. Target a monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. Oh, wow. That's also nice. That's also a nice effect in the graveyard, too. Wow. That's pretty nice. And then we also have a new alt art for Fish Sonar. This alt art looks fucking awesome. I really like this alt art. Also, Fish Sonar goes crazy for this deck, so I understand why they're giving it a special alt art to pair with the deck. Add a level 7 or lower monster from your deck to your hand that mentions Umi. That is the whole deck. It can get the whole deck. The whole deck mentions Umi because they all become Umi. And then you can also get a water normal monster from the deck if Umi is already on the field, which again, the whole deck is Umi. So you could also get like a Terror King Salmon or whatever else you want to be playing. I'm not sure exactly what you want to play alongside all this. If there's like a specific level or something that'll be best, or just like, you know, the highest stats. Does that mean you could also do like a Daedalus and Primite build with the normal monster? You know, it's possible. These cards are funny. Let's see. Are they good though? Are they good? Well, let's see here. This card doesn't do anything on its own. It needs Atlantis of Dragon City or Umi on the field. General Atlantis gets you into Atlantis to Dragon City. It gets you into the Searcher for Atlantis Dragon City, which gets you even more stuff on the field. This card gets you in Atlantis City, Dragon City. You have Atlantis Dragon City. That's 9 copies of it. So that's pretty accessible, at least. Thing is, this card gets you Atlantis Dragon City. Doesn't do anything else on its own. It needs to be sent to the graveyard to activate this effect. Atlantis the Dragon City doesn't do anything on its own. You need monsters in hand to do anything. It doesn't have any search power. Atlantis Call makes all your monsters more searchable, as does Fish Sonar. You have 6 ways to search any monster in your deck. And then it also has extra stuff going on. Atlantis Call has extra stuff going on. Fish Sonar can get you an extra monster on board to use for material. And the material is generic, actually, so you can use whatever the fuck you want to make these fuckers. Vortex of Atlantis sets up Dragon City on its own because it becomes Umi. You normal summon Vortex of Atlantis, send Atlantis Dragon City. You have Umi on field, so you can place this on your field face up, unless they have impermed Vortex. But if they imperm Vortex, you're not getting the Foolish anyways, right? Monstrous Arms lets you summon from the graveyard, which isn't super important, but it is the interaction that you can send to the graveyard or have on field to send to the graveyard. So it's really, really consistent. It's very, very consistent. So what are you doing, though? What are you doing? What's your turn 1 play? I don't think it has a solid turn 1 play. I think it's going to be very variable because it's... And I don't hate this. I'm not saying I hate this. I actually think it could work. It is a 2-card combo, but the 2 cards you need are searchable by 6 cards each, right? And the 2 cards could be like various combinations of cards. So like, I think any monster and a way to access any monster and a way to access Atlantis, the Dragon City, gets you there. I will say though, all the searching tools, you are weak to like an Ash Blossom or a Droll and Lockbird, which means that if you're trying to do the Droll and Lockbird thing, you might be in trouble as well from your own Droll and Lockbird. But by that point, it shouldn't matter. So what are you setting up? Like, you're getting Atlantis' Dragon City on the field. You're getting a guy on the field. What guy are you getting? Like, okay, let's say it's a 2-carder, right? You've got Atlantis and you've got any of the monsters. Let's just say you have Atlantis call to search one of the monsters. You even get the negate, you know? What are we doing with that? So what do you get? You can get Atlantis Dragon Lord Daedalus. If you have 3 face-up Umi on the field, which you might have another. You have one because it is 1. Do you have another one? You might have the continuous spell on the back. If the continuous spell is how you got into the Dragon Lord. But if we're just supposing you got the Dragon City, if you're just supposing you have Dragon City and a way to access Daedalus, you go Dragon Lord, you go Daedalus. Daedalus sends itself and adds Monstrous Arms. Monstrous Arms summon back the Daedalus. You have an interruption for next turn where you can send one of their cards to the field and send your guy to the field, and it has a negate for a monster effect specifically. I guess, okay, well, Dragon City also makes it so you have... Okay, wait. You have 2 link material. The Dragon City makes it so you can use the 2 link material to make the link 3. So you can make the link 3, and special summon a monster that mentions Atlantis, Dragon City, so you can get Vortex to the field. Vortex can send General. General can summon itself. And then you can use Daedalus, or Levia Dragoon, I should say. You can use Levia Dragoon, because there's so many Daedalus in this deck. You can use Levia Dragoon and the 2 monsters you just summoned. The monster you summoned off of it, Fiendish Vortex, and the monster that summoned itself, General of Atlantis, by being sent to the graveyard by Fiendish Vortex. You can then you don't have 3 monsters. You can also do this like discard thing. If you have a Droll and Lockbird, you can fuck them over like that. Then you link these. You have 3 monsters to link off for Daedalus Rage, Neo Daedalus Rage, because of the effect of the Dragon City. Then once this is link summoned, you can special summon back the Daedalus to have this available again if you want. You can summon back the old Daedalus, or not old Daedalus, but the main deck Daedalus, to have its interruption, and then summon back one of the other cards to give yourself another Umi on field that you can send for the effect of Neo or main deck Daedalus. And then you also, so at that end board I've just come up with off of just 2 cards. Actually, kind of cool that it's just 2 cards. You just need a way to get to the Daedalus, which is like, again, there's like 6 ways to get there, in addition to just drawing Daedalus. And it just requires like a couple, like 1 copy of each of these other cards. You probably want more, but still. And then what you've got is Daedalus gives you actually set up basically everything the deck has on offer, and that's not including any like generic water tools, and there's a lot of generic water tools that we might be able to take advantage of as well. But the basic strategy this deck puts up gives you a send from Daedalus the Dragon Lord, the ancient Atlantis Dragon Lord, which also gets you searching. You've got the negate, the monster negate from Monstrous Arms. You've got a destroy all cards on the field. No, send all cards on the field to the graveyard. So if you need a fucking whole ass board wipe, you've got that access. You've got the hand loop effect. And you know, like with any extra stuff, you can also end up with this counter trap here that negates a summon and then destroys all non-waters on the field, which your stuff is all water. Like if you just have a way to get General to hand to search that. General's 3 searchers for that. What does the continuous do? Places Atlantis or Umi. Okay, so you've got 3 searchers for the spell traps in the general. I think that's it. Do any of these other ones search? No, right? I don't think so. And it doesn't have a thing. Oh wait, shit! If this is sent to the graveyard, as in from anywhere, that's another option too. So if you have Fiendish Vortex, you can send that to get you into Daedalus as well. Although Daedalus again has 6 different cards that can search it: Fish Sonar and the Rhoda, the call. What do you think the Atlantis call sounds like? I think it sounds like. And like going second, the Atlantis call also gives you that negate. So send a board wipe, send a hand loop, and summon negate and a monster negate. Seems potentially weak to spell traps, particularly like removal on the field spell. Could really fuck it up. I guess if it's spell traps, then the removal on the field spell doesn't matter so much. But I am kind of worried about like Ghost Ogre is it still seeing play in advanced? I feel like it was for a while there, because there was a certain amount of cards that needed to stay on the field to resolve, and if this deck gets good, that's going to be a problem for Atlantis the Dragon City. Wait, unless can Ghost Ogre hit that? Let me read Ghost Ogre again. Activates its effect, or when a spell trap that is already on the field activates effects. So no, right? Because this actually doesn't have any activated effects. These are all just conditions it has on the field. That's actually really funny. They can obviously hit the continuous spell, but they can't hit the field spell. That's funny. Yeah, the field spell has 6 searchers. The rest of the spell traps have 3 searchers that also can search the field spell. And then the monsters have 6 searchers. There's just a lot of search power to make, and I feel like that might make the 2-card combo kind of work. And it's like, I don't know if it's advanced powerful, but it's certainly Genesis powerful. I imagine this might get a little bit of points, but I think this will at the very least have a home in Genesis format, and that's exciting because I think this deck looks. Wait, it has link monsters. It's all about link monsters. The deck actually doesn't. The combo I suggested actually doesn't even function without link monsters. So I don't know if it's good enough for advanced. I guess we'll have to see. Otherwise, good luck, buddy. I don't know that this deck will be good enough in a Genesis form without its link monsters. I also want to shout out that this could be really nice for Marincess. Gives it more extension, more stuff that can help it play around Nibiru. And you can fucking if you know they have Nibiru, you can hand loop them, right? If you suspect they've got the nib, you can fucking hand loop them on the link 3. Like, there's some stuff going on here that could actually really help Marincess. So Marincess fans, rejoice, I guess is all I have to say. I don't know. There's really interesting stuff in here. I'm just not sure how it's going to play out in Advanced because it's not got any turn 0 plays. It's 2-card combos. I think it's a relatively svelte engine for its 2-card combo stuff, but you're gonna have to play a lot of searchers, and that's gonna crowd out your non-engine a little bit. But it does have a lot of searchers, so will that balance out? That one I'm not sure on. I'm not so sure on. These are good cards. It's just, are they good enough? That's the problem with the format as it is right now. I can be like, yeah, these are good cards. Are they good enough? Probably not. I don't know. They feel a little on the weak side to be playable in Advanced. But they do have some nice utility for maybe just like a water pile. Do some stuff with like Atlanteans and stuff like that. Possibly. Or Mermail, not Mermail, but like Marincess, like I said earlier. Get wet is all I have to say. It's cool though. It's a cool idea for an archetype. Expanding on Daedalus. It's not a bad idea. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be it from me. Nothing else has really popped up, so this is this video. Let me know what you think of these cards down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites and find my other YouTube channels and Twitch channel by checking out my website in the description below for all those links. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Beastsman, Beelzis, Fleakill, Fire Mizumi, Golden Nova, Haru Hayes, Squish, and the almighty Ferret Lord. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye!